Thank you very much. And now continue with a Hungarian success story, which revolutionized basically the melt of two sports, table tennis and soccer. Let me introduce to you Gergely Murányi from Teqball.
Köszönöm szépen. Talán az én előadásom
Probably my presentation and my company is actually a bit different than the target group of today's conference. But esports and everything included in it is usually targets the younger generation. But by being able to introduce this Hungarian innovation in this circle, this probably counterbalances what we experience in many countries. For example, in Finland, where they find it really hard to make kids stand up from the couch and start moving. Teqball, briefly, is a completely Hungarian investment carried out by the Budapest University of Engineering, which worked out this bented tennis table-like design, and we've won many awards, both when it comes to technical awards and also design awards, because as you can see, this is a rather stylish sport equipment. What Teqball actually is, this is not only a bent table tennis table. This is a multifunctional sport equipment where you can play 5 different games. The very basis, as you can see in the background, is football, because Teqball is not only the name of the company but also the name of the sport, which is basically the cleanest form of football, as we usually say that. And we receive this kind of feedback and review from abroad as well. This is somehow the Hungarian edge of football. That's the feedback from abroad. This might be very useful for schools and local authorities, because anyone can play it, no matter the age, sex, and so on. And probably the biggest power of Teqball is that it's not only a sport equipment that you can sell, where you can make a profit by selling this very equipment, but it's actually a new sport, a new mass sport that we are giving the world, and this might become a mass sport in the future. We are very proud that last year we established an international sports association federation for Teqball, and I think we started on the way of becoming a mass sport. Many international world stars joined the Teqball initiative in the last few years. Here on the video you can see the other games and sports that you can play on the equipment, and there was a Teqball World Cup here, organized here in Budapest last year, and I think on the very first World Cup 20 countries joined in, so 20 nations were represented on the first Teqball World Cup. I don't know whether you have met Teqball and what you have gained from so far out of my presentation, but I can say that for Teqball you need a general skill which is present in football, but there are 4 other games that you can play on it. So it's completely available for open spaces, parks, beaches, schoolyards, but they are available for hotels as well and indoor as well. And for us it's very important, and I like to highlight it. When you hear that you can play 5 different sports on it, you might think that it's a Swiss knife that includes many things, but nothing really. But I always say that we tested every single sport playable on Teqball with the professional experts of similar sports, traditional sports. And I have to highlight the opportunities for disabled athletes because it, for example, helps wheelchair users to play table tennis professionally. I've already mentioned that we established an international Teqball federation in Lausanne. And probably first you find it a bit funny that our main aim is becoming an Olympic sport. But where else to talk about goals and objectives like this than on an e-sport conference which has similar ambitions? Because you, I'm sure, would like to see esports as an Olympic game. And we have similar goals and objectives, and we would like to involve more and more people internationally, not only as single athletes, but also forming federations and joining the international federation. And of course, our aim is to create more and more national federations of Teqball. Last year was a rather busy one, because, as I've mentioned, we organized the first international cup here in Hungary. But afterwards, we didn't want to fool ourselves. Of course, Teqball is a very young sport, and it would be hard to attract a big crowd. So we started a championship which only represents the sport, but we also wanted to highlight that if you visit our event, you have a similar experience than, for example, on an American NBA event, where the show, the entertainment is also very important. And so we organized the Teqball All-Star Show in Luxembourg, and we organized a smaller event in Monaco afterwards, a similar one, where the Prince of Monaco also participated. Probably from the figure, you wouldn't think that he loves sports, but actually he does. And he was so interested in Teqball that he bought 2 Teqball tables. These are, of course, unique pieces, handmade for him. And as you can see on these events, and as you have probably seen from the short video, if I'm mentioning Luis Figo standing next to the Prince, or Simon Samosa, Kirsten Carambro, everyone basically are former football players, living legends, basically. And the real strength of Teqball, and here I cannot only mention former football players, because everyone who wants to achieve their dreams, it's a huge milestone. For example, in case of Teqball, I wake up that on my Instagram account I see a message from Neymar that he would like to purchase a table, and how can I do that? And I received messages from Messi and Coutinho, and basically they directly approach us, and they do not view as a product, because we are not a general big sport equipment manufacturer. We are not manufacturing new shoes or underwear. We want to start a new mass sport. And my personal experience is that all successful football players are big children because they spend their whole lives playing a game, and probably that's why they feel close to a very familiar sport like Teqball, and they are happy to participate willingly in Teqball and support, be the advocates of Teqball. Last year, as I've mentioned, we organized many international events and championships. Here you see a short summary of those. This year we are not going to stop either, because similar to last year we would like to organize a Teqball World Cup as well this year in France, because the International Teqball Federation, now we are having national ones as well, and probably the strongest one besides, of course, Hungary, in France. At the very beginning, I can say, just like any other kind of innovation or new sport, it's very hard to break the ice, so to say, because this is a very unfamiliar new game, unfamiliar new equipment that we are talking about here. And this was no different in case of Hungary either, because the Hungarian Football Association first was, well, they found it very unfamiliar, because they have 50 years of practice for exercise, and now they should integrate something completely new. Well, that was a frightening thought for them, but actually it's a huge success for us. And we are happy to say abroad that this is a Hungarian innovation, a Hungarian equipment, an equipment manufactured in Hungary actually, because for us quality and quality assurance is much more important than mass production cheaply in bad quality. So currently the manufacturing takes place in Hungary, and we would like to keep that this way. And one of our biggest successes here in Hungary is that the Hungarian Football Association accepted the developmental effect of the tool, and they purchased a big amount of tables. Thanks to that, Hungarian teams, even smaller teams with less budget, had the opportunity to buy this table with a 90% sponsorship, financial aid from the association. So now we have Teqball tables on 300 locations in Hungary. Our long-term plan is to establish a Hungarian National Federation. Of course, this has serious legal implications, but not only internationally, but nationally. We are also working on official athletes doing Teqball. By the way, in Hungary, at the University of Physical Education, there is Teqball specialization and Teqball course, and more people, students are choosing Teqball as a thesis topic, and this is a huge achievement for us, because in France there is a National Teqball Association established already. Here's a map about the Teqball tables available in the country. Of course, the technology and the development of technology is not only about creating sports equipment, because we also have a movement recognition system, a visual system. This is very useful for football associations and clubs, because this is going to be the first tool which will be able to objectively assess the knowledge and skill of a football player. Just think about how much money clubs spend on a player, and let's try to imagine how much this whole scene and the industry could change if there would be an equipment where you can put in Messi or Neymar or whoever, and the equipment could precisely assess the skills and the technical knowledge of the given player. In Hungary, when we started this whole Teqball idea, it was really hard to find a partner who was willing to invest in the project. And it's a huge fortune and luck for us that the idea was born in Hungary, it's manufactured in idea, and our investment partner is also Hungarian, because besides the two discoverers and investors, György Battyán joined the team, and have chosen Teqball because he saw the same opportunity in it. It's not only an equipment, it's a completely new idea, psychology, and sport. Thank you very much for your attention. And if you are interested in trying Teqball, I can already say that you can visit a place where you can try it easily. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. You can find it on our website and Facebook. And I'm not sure if you have any questions, feel free to ask.